Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On Hot 1025fm.com.
What's up, jokers, and welcome to Laugh Therapy. I am your host. For those of you that are new here, I am your host and your favorite comedian, Joe King. And of course, I've got my favorite co-host with me,
JD, aka Sunshine. What's good, y'all?
I know some of y'all were waiting on our sound effect. We ain't here. And today's topic, again, as you guys know, every week I say that I am super excited about the topic of the week. But this topic is one that I feel that we all really need to talk about and we all really need to define. Because I feel like people talk about things like loyalty and trust and trustworthiness, friendship, and things of that nature on a lot of different podcasts, but we're not actually defining what that means. We don't actually define loyalty. It's just become a tattoo and a requirement, but nobody's actually defining what that means to them. And I do think that it's a different definition per each person that you speak to, as well as trust. So today we are diving into trust and our core reasons for trust, how trust differs for us, to trusting ourselves, trusting each other, our friends, our family members, our romantic partners, our kids. What does trust look like? Does it differ for the people that we're dealing with? What are some situations that no matter who's in the position, you just don't trust them like that? You know, so
Let's talk about trust, baby.
Exactly. We're about to get into it. And I think that it's really important when forming relationships or when thinking, because I being a social media influencer, a lot of people will message me as well and hit me with something like, oh, we should be best friends. Or just some of the things that you say, I know that we would be friends. And I'm like, yeah, but you only see what it is that I post, right? Like you only see this 30-minute version of me, sis. Honestly, I would probably hate you after 8 p.m. You feel me?
You don't like people.
Yeah, I was like, you're not going to like me before 10 a.m. You're not going to like me if I'm hungry. You're not gonna like me if I'm sleepy. You're not gonna, I've tried to tell people up front, meeting in friendships and relationships, I am autistic and bipolar. Okay, so I try to lead with it so that there's no misunderstanding in the future. Trust me to be me, because I'm going to be authentically myself at all at all times, right? I am now at an age where I can admit when I was wrong, but if you knew me a few years ago, wrong when? You know, like you wouldn't have liked me because it wasn't I was afraid to accept accountability thing. It was I literally did not see where I was wrong. Could not see how I was wrong. And in my head, the fact that you even thought that I was wrong made you wrong. So, yeah, I'm just like, some of y'all be like, oh, we would have been the best of friends. No, we wouldn't have. You probably like me now. I've elevated a lot. I've grown a lot. I'm a lot more, I would like to say I'm a lot more patient. I'm not patient, but I'm more patient than I used to be. So, anywho.
For example, today when I came home and you was ready to go.
Yeah. Usually I would have been a little snappy. When we first got together, I wouldn't have known how to navigate that emotion of being ready to go and her not being ready to go.
I will celebrate you for that.
I'm doing so much better. So, today we are talking trust and how we navigate that with people, what it looks like to us, what it feels like to us, how it differs, how it changes with the different types of relationships that we have in our lives. And hopefully this will encourage some of you guys to do the same so that you can be a better communicator when it comes to your trust and you can kind of pinpoint your own triggers and what caused you to mistrust people, and if you may be mistrusting people for something they didn't do but something that happened to you in the past that causes you to see this as a trigger. You know, just peeling back those layers and getting to know ourselves and one another better. So you guys know I love having those type of conversations that help us grow together.
So y'all tap in and comment. We want to hear what y'all have to say too.
Yeah.
Y'all know we good at reading y'all's comments, so we'd love to hear from y'all.
Yes, tap into the conversation, guys. JD, how do you navigate trust with friends versus trust with family members?
I think this is a very convoluted answer because I have such a wide range of family members. There is some family members where I wouldn't trust a dime with them. I wouldn't trust even, people say I can't trust them farther than I can see them. I couldn't trust them even if I could see them. That's probably the least trust I would have. And then there's people like my mother, my sister, banks, who I would trust with my life. But I think the difference in between my friends and my family is that, like I said in an earlier episode, I chose all of my friends because they're all protectors.
Who would you trust to protect you first? Like if there was a situation where, say, your sister was in a room and she had to choose between something that was really important to her, like her dad and you, and your friend was in a room and they had to decide between something really important to them and you, who do you think would protect you first? Your family or your friend?
In those two instances specifically, now that we're older and have families of our own, as far as my friends, like if it's, you know, shaky choosing between me and Tiani, I want her to choose Tiani, right? Versus me and my sister and her dad, if she had to choose which one, I would expect her to choose me. Not because
as a child, you expect to outlive your parent, though. Yeah,
I'm arrogant like that, but I would expect her to choose me because of how he would react if she chose him. I would expect him to go ape shit crazy because she chose him, and now he's got to deal with the guilt of that. And you shouldn't outlive your children. So I would expect my sister to choose me in that instance. And it's not even a trust thing, because I would understand if she didn't.
Well, it's still a trust thing. It just may not necessarily be correct, but it's whether or not you would trust your friend versus your family member in that situation. Who would you trust to protect you? Who would you trust to be like, nah, like, give me my sister or give me my best friend or my whatever? Okay, well, that was a good answer to the question. It was just random.
What about you? Now I'm into it. I'm invested.
Which people? Give me two people.
Ooh, I'm gonna make this shit hard for you.
Lord.
I'm gonna make this shit hard for you.
I love my siblings, y'all.
I'm gonna make this shit hard. If Monk had to choose between you and Jemiah versus who's your best friend?
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I fuck with people, but
okay, your mama had to choose between you and Nee, your aunt.
Like, not to sound cocky, but I would actually trust both of them to pick me. I would. I don't even think I would be scared. Like,
I know I'm going home.
Yeah,
on
I'm
both
going
sides.
home regardless. Whichever one of them you let make the decision, I feel like they picking me. But I don't see my mother. I think it would have been a harder question if you would have made my mom choose between me and another one of my siblings. Because as a mother, having to choose between your children would be difficult, period. But if she had to choose between me and like a sibling or me and like a cousin or something, I don't think it would be hesitation. I think she would cry because my mom's really emotional. She's a Pisces. I think she'd be really emotional about it, and my family's really close. So I think it would hurt both of us for whoever it is that had to go, but they going. My mama love me. Sorry. With my sibling, I mean, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm confident my brother would pick me.
We're gonna have to chop this up and send it to him now.
I'm confident that my brother would pick me. I feel
You sure about that?
I'm confident. I won't say that I'm sure. I mean, he's building a family. You know, she is the mother of his child.
They getting married.
They are. Him love that girl.
I know.
But he knows what his life is like without her. He does not know what his life is like without me.
All right.
Yeah. I think it would boil down to that. He does not know what his life looks like without me as his big sister. But he knows that he can survive and what life looks like without her.
Yeah, but she is the mother of their child.
Yeah, but he also knows what raising a child looks like in our family versus hers as well.
I don't know. You
I think it would be a
he
really, really
be
tough
okay with
decision.
baby girl being without a mama?
I don't think she'd be without a mama. I think she would be without her mama. This nigga ain't gonna be single forever. My brother is cute
That's
as
what
shit.
I meant. That's what I
He's
meant.
cute, he's smart, he's bright, he's brilliant,
Yes,
he's strong,
all of those
he's handsome,
things.
he's talented.
Not saying he couldn't get another one, but he want that one.
He'd be married by 2026.
He want that one.
That's very true. But that one wasn't an option because he had to choose her over his sister.
So you would choose your sibling over me?
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
Which sibling? That one, yeah. Sorry, but yeah.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
I would expect you to choose Chevy. I won't say I would expect. I would understand though. I would understand for the same reason.
Yeah.
You don't know what your
That's
life
why I
looks
said
like
I get
without
it.
your sister.
I get it.
Yeah, you know what your life looks like without me. We only been together almost 3 years. That's a lot of time. I feel like your heart gonna hurt. You gonna miss me a lot, but that's your sister. Like, if we got married, my answer would probably change though.
That's what I was saying about your brother. They're getting married.
But they're not married yet. Today, he better choose me, bitch. Fuck her. And I love her too. I absolutely adore his fiance. But they ain't married today. You ain't supposed to choose her before me. The fuck? That's crazy. And even after y'all get married, you better hesitate, nigga.
You better think about it.
You better cry. I want to know that it hurts you.
You better wait till the
goddamn
clock
it.
get to 1
You
second.
better feel that in your soul. But yeah, then I guess I wouldn't be mad about it. I'd still be hurt, but I wouldn't be mad about it.
Nah, but I get it. I get it. Because if I had to choose between a significant other and my sister,
Yeah, that's different.
yeah.
That's different, especially as the older sibling. Because again, like, even though you do know what your life has been like without them, you've known them since they came, like, since you've watched them grow, almost like they're your kid.
I changed her diapers.
Yeah. Like, you do everything for your sibling. I cooked, I cleaned, I followed behind them. I changed diapers. I taught them how to play basketball and ride bikes and shit. Like, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway. Have you ever had to rebuild trust in a relationship after it was broken? And how did you do it?
Yeah. I have. Our relationship, it's nothing that you can do
Excuse me.
or say. You just have to live it. And you have to be able to be willing to reassure your partner after you break their trust. And it, like I said, it's nothing you can do or show or act. It's you just have to live what you say you're going to do and fulfill your promise. If you made a promise after that, if you cared to rebuild the trust.
I think that that's very true. I feel like y'all know I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. I'm gonna be completely honest all the time with y'all, even when it comes to my flaws. And I feel like having these conversations with you guys sometimes helps me see some of my flaws. And then I think about it, I download a little later, and I'm like, damn, I was a fucked up human. You feel me? Like, because when we break these things down, and I feel like a lot of people tell me, you know, oh, she's so spiritual, she's so this, you seem so wise, you seem so this, and you, babe, have told me that multiple times, like, you're so wise, you're so this, but it's because I have conversations like this, and then after I download about 30 minutes, I realize where I can improve. And this question is, I feel like it's one of those things, because I do feel like I've been in a position where I've broken the trust in friendships and relationships, and I'm grateful that now I agree with you. You just have to be consistent in showing that you are the person that they trusted before and not the person that, you know, caused that mistrust. Like, that was a misstep. I messed up. I fucked up here. It won't happen again. And then show them and continue to prove that you are the person that they knew you and trusted you to be. Whereas 3 years ago, I was the type of person that just wouldn't give a fuck. I was the type of person to where if I felt like I did something that violated the trust, if you couldn't remember all the good I did, then our friendship was just over. Or our relationship was just over. I didn't care to talk about it. I didn't care to work through it after we had initially done it. Because usually when you break someone's trust, you're going to talk about that multiple times. They're going to bring it up because they're going to be triggered. They're going to bring it up because they're going to be hurt. They're going to bring it up because they need to make a point sometimes and they need you to feel that hurt. They're going to want to talk about it, and they're still working through those emotions. So they're still going to want to, you know, bring it up. And I was the type of person to where once we brought it up that one time and we talked about it and I said what I said, I'm done with it. There's no reason to bring it back up. And most people don't operate that way. Most people still have to download and work through those emotions, and they need the closure of it, and they need the reassurance. And I wasn't built like that.
So you're saying after you apologized and moved on, you didn't want them to bring it up again? Is that what you're saying?
It's not that they couldn't bring it up. It's that if they required anything of me after bringing it up. So, for example, when I say I'm done talking about something and then you say, well, I still have something to say, to me, that means you no longer require anything of me. So I can be quiet and let you finish what you have to say. But that also means don't double back and try to ask a question. And be like, well, do you feel that da-da-da-da-da? No, I just told you I was done talking. So do I feel is you now trying to force me to have a conversation I just told you I don't want to have? And now we're in an argument because I just made it clear I was done talking about it. And that's how I used to deal with it. That's how my attitude would come out. Because I already addressed this. We're not going through this again. You feel how you feel. Work through how you feel. I'm still here doing what I was doing. Let me show you at that point. Let me do it. But I'm done talking about this. Because I have nothing else to say. I said what I needed to say. I already apologized, or I already acknowledged it. I already accepted my accountability. You needing me to do all of that a second, third, fourth, fifth time is going to frustrate the fuck out of me because I said what I said already. So, if you couldn't do that, I was the type of friend or person in a relationship that would just be like, okay, then you need to do whatever it is that you need to do to heal on your own. I was no longer interested in helping you work through the healing. Because in my head, you chose to make me the bad person when I told you I was sorry and I made a mistake. And now I'm willing to show you who I am, and you still want to sit here and hash it out and talk about it. And when I already said I fucked up, I did that. But why? Why would you? I don't know why. I fucked up. I did this. It won't happen again. I now see that it made you respond this way and made you feel this way. I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm sorry. Boom. And then, but you still trying to clarify shit, and I'm irritated. So I be done moved on. And now we ain't cool no more. That's how I dealt with it a couple years ago. The extraness of it just seems like people needed something from me that I couldn't give them after already saying I was wrong. It's like people want you to feel shame for it, and that wasn't going to come from me. I don't know if it's the autism, if it's just my pride. I don't know if that's a narcissistic characteristic or what, but the shame of it that I felt people were trying to put on me, I never accepted. Because people fuck up, people make mistakes. And if I fucked up and I made a mistake, I'll say that. And I'm ready to move on. My bad. If you fucked up and you made a mistake and you said that, okay. And we can move on. Show me differently. The only time I'm going to bring it up is when you're showing me the same shit that you were showing me that made me mistrust you in the first place. But if you just randomly want to keep, hashing it, well, you remember, blah, 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 we probably don't need to be around each other no more because you're about to agitate me. You about to agitate me, man. So that's how I dealt with it then. I would say the difference in now and how I rebuilt trust, I would say the same thing. I try to do it through my actions. I try to just show and be consistent in what it is that I'm showing.
Yeah, because you can talk all day, and it be them talkers that be still doing the shit.
They real good at deflecting or projecting or getting you to just... And that too, I feel like people just talk until you get tired of talking because they want to feel right. And to them, that feels like they won the argument. And for me, once again, that's just a real easy way for you to get cut the fuck off. I don't like people enough to feel like I need to hang on to people that don't want to be here anyway. So... I don't know. That was me.
Yeah, I mean, when you make a mistake and bruise your trust in any relationship, as far as action goes, yes, but I think reassurance is also a key because that person normally, 9 times out of 10, is going to question a lot of your actions. And you want to provide the reassurance before they even have the questions.
I agree. Especially for me, if the trust was broken in a way such as like infidelity or cheating, for sure. Because now cheating automatically is going to make your partner question what the fuck you were missing. What made you even start doing that? Because when you're just so in love with somebody and you're so enthralled with them, you're not even thinking about somebody else. It could be somebody super attractive that's attractive to you, but when you are really just into your partner like that, you don't give a shit that person has a crush on you. It's like, yeah, I knew I was fine because I got somebody fine at the house, but thank you. Like, I feel like that's how you move.
I knew I was fine.
I knew I was fine. Thank you. Big fine. Been that. You feel me? When you're really comfortable, when you know that you got something good at home. Like, I feel like even just me now, like when I'm moving outside, I'm around men, I'm around women, I'm around single people almost every day in my career. People who may find me attractive, people who may not, people who da-da-da-da.
Oh, there's 1,000% of people who, if you were single, they would be, and there's a percentage of them who don't care
or
either.
People who don't. But the difference is how I respond. Like, I know I have a girlfriend. You may not have a girlfriend, or you may have a girlfriend, a wife, or whatever, and you don't care. But that ain't got nothing to do with me and my actions. We can kiki all we want to out here at this job, but understand this, I'm going home. You feel me? And that's just I don't know. I feel like that's something I don't even know, how do I instill that in you? Because I feel like, are you confident in that?
Yeah.
Why? Like, what did I do that made you so confident that
I'm a good reader of people's intentions and just who you are as a person. That I've always been like that. I read people very well, and there might be a person or two who have slipped the cracks among the years, but that's the only people who I'm attracted to in friendships, in relationships. Only loyal people.
Yeah, I was like, loyalty is so important to me, bro. Like, if there's anything that somebody who's in a relationship with me never has to worry about, it's infidelity. It's infidelity. I will leave you. Now that I will do. I will leave you.
She will leave you.
But I will not cheat on you. I will not do that.
Leave you.
But I will leave you.
She will try.
I will.
A lot too. Mm-hmm.
I will be done. It's cool. Just, we can call it quits. We'll be friends. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to call me no motherfucking mo. But I would never cheat on you.
Easily too.
It wasn't easy for me. I wouldn't say easily. It'd be aggravating me.
Everybody aggravates you.
Yes, they do.
Who doesn't aggravate you?
Me. I don't aggravate. I be aggravating myself sometimes. Never mind. I don't know.
There's nobody on the list.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody aggravate me sometimes. I got to take
And
human
it's
interaction
funny.
in doses.
It's funny because I aggravate you, and then you go out and see the piss that's outside.
But yeah, it's literally it be that. My friend Essence laughed at me the other day because I told her, I was like, I think like it's I want to be with Jess, or I just want to be by myself. I was like, it's just that's what it be like. Even if
Pretty much like that.
Yeah, I was like, even if in my head on those times, and I was like, I'm done, or I quit, or I'm done with this relationship, or whatever. Even then, it wasn't because I was gonna be with somebody else. It wasn't like, I'm moving somebody else in here. I was fully planning on being in the house with my kids. Like, it's cool. It's cool.
And they aggravate you
they
more
aggravate
than I
me
do.
too. They do. But we was gonna be in that bitch by ourselves. I don't. It takes me a minute, man, to like really like somebody, especially romantically like that. I'd be like they're cute or whatever. We might be able to have sex. They'll put a title on it. You can go.
God.
You
just
can
the
go.
fire just raging right on through you. Fire sign.
You can go. Yeah.
All right, so do you believe trust should be earned or given freely, or until proven otherwise?
Ooh, I would actually say it's a mix, because I trust my intuition a lot. There are sometimes I meet people and just instantly I can tell we're kindred spirits. And they probably have a little bit more trust than some people who I've just met, don't know anything about, and I don't automatically get that feeling in my gut that like we're spiritual cousins or some shit. So it'll take me a minute for them to kind of just walk into my trust per se. I won't be unkind to them, but it's just something in the back of my head like, let them prove who they are before I trust them to be who I want them to be, kind of thing. I'm not gonna write their narrative for them. What about you?
I agree. It's a mix. I think there's a certain level you give every person, like a certain level of trust to be who you are. And if you don't know them, they got the very, very bottom base. But as you build and form relationships, whether they're familiar, friendly, or intimate, I think the level of trust increases, right? So I don't think it's one way or another. I'm not one of those people, I trust you until you do something to me. That just leads to getting
Seemed like a setup on both sides.
getting fucked up all the time. But like I said, I'm a good judger of character and intentions. So 9 times out of 10, I can read a person very well with meeting them the first couple of times, and I can tell if they're a good match for my space. Because there's been a couple since, because you're the friendly person now, and I'm like and I'll go through and we'll talk about who was this and who was what when we get home. I know a lot of couples, y'all do that once y'all have your outings.
I like their energy.
Yeah, with new people. And I'll tell you straight up, I don't know about that one. So I definitely think it's a mix of, you get this baseline and then it grows or lowers after interacting with them more.
I agree. I agree. Have you ever trusted someone against your better judgment, and what happened?
Like in high school, when I was so in high school, I was trying to hang around the cool kids instead of just being the cool kid myself. Well, my freshman year, because I moved to a new neighborhood. I was in a brand new school, so I was integrating myself with the cool kids, and I saw a bunch of red flags in that whole friend group. A bunch of red flags. And if y'all listening, I love y'all now. We all grown and living our lives. But there was a bunch of red flags that I ignored just because I wanted to be integrated with the cool kids. And they all, well, I won't say they all, most of them fucked me over, did me wrong. Yeah.
Oh, no.
In some way or another. When I learned, Jessica, you are the cool kid. What are you doing? And as time went on, like I said, I just became the cool kid.
Okay.
But when you're in high school, you're pressured to, in a certain way, to integrate yourself with the cool kids or want to be around them or be like them. And yes, it was beyond my better judgment, because they was doing things I wasn't even into, and I was just sitting and watching. They weren't gonna peer pressure me to do things that they were into, but it was just like, after I sat back and thought about it, are these really people that I want to surround myself with? And then later on, I found my group.
To be honest, I feel like most people have similar stories to that. I feel like there have been plenty of times where I have ignored my intuition and chose to trust someone, which to me, I don't feel like that's just giving trust freely, because there was a feeling in me that told me not to trust this person, so I always had just that little bit of hesitance. But I was just, I think for me, it was more so recklessness. It wasn't even so much trust as it was just reckless and kind of like, well, what's the worst that could happen? Like, I think I trusted myself to be able to get myself out of any situation that they would put me in more than I trusted them in the situation, if that makes sense. Like, I trusted that I was chosen. There would be times that I knew that there were places that we were going that we shouldn't be going, or that there would be danger, or that there would be, illegal activity or something going on.
I dated a drug dealer before, too.
Yeah. And I would still go to those situations. And it wasn't because I trusted the people that I was with. It was more so that I trusted the covering of myself. Like, I'm going to get out of this. I don't know how y'all going to get out of this, but I'm going to get out of this if something does go left. I think it was just, I don't know if it was just a spiritual subconscious knowing, or if I was just reckless in these streets because I was young, dumb, and full of cum. I don't know. But
Look, I'm telling you, I'm divinely protected. I don't know if it's from my mama's prayers or what.
Baby,
but my cousins
prayed for me.
my cousins trusted me many a times when they shouldn't. But did you die though? Me, that was me in my teens, in my 20s, with all of my friends and cousins who I hung with. I was the but did you die though friend.
I trusted the wrong friend in high school. She walked me into a jumping.
What?
Yeah. She was my homie, and she knew some girls that wanted to fight me, and she acted like we was just so cool, and she had my back for like 2 days, knowing that they wanted to get in me like that. And then she was supposed to walk me home, and she told me that they were going, like those girls were going the route that I usually go, so that I should walk a different route, and she'd walk with me, and we walked that different route, and them girls was waiting on my ass.
Now that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Keely said facts. Yeah, Keely, yeah.
That was real fucked up. I wore them hoes out though.
Giving you the best that I got.
And what's funny is they fucked up. And once again, I think I'm divinely protected because my mom had literally just told me a story like maybe 2 days prior to that about a girl, one of her co-workers' daughters or somebody who had gotten jumped by some girls, and it was real bad. They pulled out weapons on this girl. Like, it was real bad that she got jumped. And because my mom had told me that story, I ain't gonna say what I had in my backpack, but I had something in my backpack that day.
Backpack.
And knowing that those girls wanted to fight me. And I feel like it was really a divine message. Like, the universe was trying to prepare me. Like, hey, your mom just, you know these girls have been saying they want to fight you. Your mom just brought up some girl getting jumped real bad and that they set her up for it. And then like 2 days later, yep, I got set up to get jumped. I pulled shorty something out my backpack and I rang every single one of them hoes' head. That's all I'm saying. Nobody died.
I was just about to say, okay. What's the statute of limitations?
Yeah, nah, everybody lived. They just walked off with knots. Yeah, that busted some heads open. It was big old knots on people's shit. Yeah, some of them didn't come back to school till the next week. Bitch, y'all thought y'all had me, and I whooped that whole ass too. That was supposed to be my friend. Yeah,
she would have got it the worst.
I didn't know. Nah, bitch, you knew.
She would have got it the worst. This way? She would have got it the worst.
Yeah, I rocked her shit.
Yeah, she would have got it the worst.
So yeah, I trusted her. I trusted the wrong group of. I won't even say the fraternity. I trusted a group of males in college, and that didn't end well. So I told you my first time drinking, I didn't know that there was alcohol in the punch. And I was sitting down drinking, having me a good old time. And the basketball team came to the party, and I was real cool with the male basketball team. And they were like, "Are you drunk?" And I was like, "No, I've just been drinking this punch." And they were like, "So you're drunk?" And one of my homeboys was like, "Yo, can you stand up?" And as soon I was like, "Yeah, I can stand up. Why wouldn't I be able to stand up?" And I stood up and hit the floor. Okay, everything spun. I got hot. I couldn't walk. I couldn't see shit. I panicked immediately. You feel me? And he scooped me up right there. He just picked me up from my shoulders, got another one of the basketball members, and it was like, "Yo, we taking her home." And some of the people of that fraternity were like, "Nah, let her stay. You know, that's what the freshmen do or whatever." And he was like, "Not this one." He just had my back because he was my homie, and we're still cool to this day. Took me to the car and took me straight back to my room. He called my mama, let my mama know he was dropping me off at my room and that I was drunk and that he was gonna lock the door behind him so that she would know what the fuck was going on. And he made sure that I made it home safely. And I fuck with him real heavy for that, for this day. But because of that experience and him being a Southern man, and me feeling like I could trust him, I trusted another group of males, fraternity. We went to a party not too far from the school. It was about an hour away, and I rode with them, had a good time. We're drinking, having us a good time. I was not old enough to be drinking. I think I'm like 17 years old. Drinking my ass off. Okay? I had like 14 Jello shots.
What?
Yeah, I was wilding, okay? Had like 14
I can't even get you to take one shot now.
Well, at this time, I was 17. My liver was new. I took like 14 Jello shots, 3 shots, whatever the fuck they handed me, as well as like 2 of the, like, it was some nasty ass liquor. It was like, what was it called? 402, Four Locos, something.
Four Locos?
Yeah, so they were giving like little shots of those, and I took like
That's
2 or 3 of
death
those.
in a can.
Yes, exactly it was, because I was sick as shit on the ride back, and we were an hour away from the college. On the way back, I fell asleep in the truck, in the car, laid on one of the frat's shoulders, had me a good old, little nap, but I woke up in one of the frat's dorm rooms, naked. Have no idea what the fuck. went on. Yeah. So sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. I guess.
What? I don't think that applies.
I fucking trusted the wrong people. But in that situation, that's another reason why when it comes to like sexual assault and stuff, I'm like, I understand why some people don't say shit, because I had more guilt in that moment of being drunk and knowing full well that I rode there with all of these grown ass men at 17 years old, right, back to my campus, and what did I think was gonna fucking happen? Like I fell the fuck out in the truck. So I don't blame me now, but that's the logic that I had at 17. So I can see why some victims do not come forward, because I was like, how the fuck do you even start this story off? So I was drinking and I had 14 Jello shots, right? And I said that to you and you were like, what the fuck? Exactly. When you start the story off, you already wrong, bitch. Like, however, I trusted the wrong individuals, because had I done that exact same thing and did the exact same everything that I did with the basketball team, I don't think that what happened would have happened. I would have woken up in my room. So, yeah, I have trusted the wrong people. Before, what was the second part of the question? Oh, what happened? Yeah, that was what happened. So, I had somebody walk me into a jumping, and I roundhoused all them hoes.
Man, Shaky, tell me about it. Thank God for deliverance, because we was wild.
Yeah.
Mama, I graduated twice, so I did what I had to do. But, yeah, me and Shaky was wild in college. And most of the times it was me and her wild together. But I knew if anything happened, she was going to protect me.
Have you back? I was the protector.
I knew.
So I didn't have trust for
if anything went down, she was going to protect me. So even with all the wild stuff we was doing, we was still going to church every Sunday. It don't matter. We could have just left the club and we would go shower and go straight to church and sing in the choir.
Do you think you find it harder to trust someone who has betrayed you once, or someone new altogether that you don't know at all?
Someone who betrayed me once, because I know what their betrayal looks like and I can look out for it. If it's someone new, who knows where their betrayal could come from?
So,
or how
you find
it
it harder to trust the new person?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I would definitely say the new person, because I don't know anything about them. I don't know where they're coming from, or
I get that. I understand that mindset. I think for me, it depends on what the betrayal was. For me, the hardest thing for me I think because of my divergence and my brilliance, which I like to call it, one of the hardest things for me to grow past is somebody lying to me. And I feel like lying is the easiest misstep for people. I feel like it's the easiest route to go, because everybody's trying to convince you of something. And sometimes they just tell little white lies to convince you a little bit further, right? To push you a little bit further. It's all manipulation, though. And I don't like being manipulated. I hate feeling like you used my mind or my emotions against me. So if it was lying as part of the betrayal, then it's harder for me to trust you than it would be for me to trust a new person. Because with the new person, I can just go with my intuition. I have no reason to mistrust them. And I don't, like you said, I don't know what betrayal for them looks like. So I can just trust them to be them until they show me. But if you've shown me that you can lie to me, it's really, really hard to get my trust back after that. Because everything that comes out your face, I'm just like, yeah, so until I find proof of it, you just wasted breath. For me. Because until somebody else says it at that point, until somebody else solidifies it or somebody else confirms it, everything that you just said was just hot breath to me, because I can't trust you. I can't trust anything you just said to me. Because you've proven that one of the things that you will do to me is lie. Especially if you were able to lie easily and effortlessly. If it was just so roll off the tongue, so easy for you to lie to me, it wasn't difficult. Oh, nah. It's real hard for you to get my trust back after that.
I think for me, the difference is there's levels to trust. And it's a top level. It's like a mama level and a sibling level, right? That it's very hard to get to. it might only be a mama and a sister level. And then there's tears after that. So I think that's why it's a difference for me as far as, okay, you might have, I don't know. What's worse? Hold on. I just had a thought I want to ask you. What's worse, if somebody stole from you or somebody lied to you?
For me, still somebody lying to me. For me personally. Because you can give me back what you stole. Or I can make back what you stole. You can't unlie to me. You can't undo that
What
shit.
if it was for a reason? Like if I lied to you about planning a surprise party for you?
Well, that's different. That's different.
You know what I'm saying? All lies aren't created equally.
I agree. If you lied to manipulate me negatively.
Okay, so it's
different.
a type of lie
Yeah.
that it is.
Yeah.
Right? But if somebody
If
steals...
you lied to benefit me, of course. But if somebody steals from you, there's a reason. You know that there's a reason somebody steals from you. You don't know the reason somebody lies to you. It's literally just to manipulate. There's no other reason to lie.
I don't know why stealing from me really... Maybe it's because I ain't never had nothing.
It could be a trigger. Yeah, I was like, it could be a trigger.
It
For me,
triggers
stealing from me, I can
so
replace shit
bad.
easily.
It triggers me so bad when people steal from me. Like, I know you seen how I acted when Legacy stole $1 from the girl at school because he wanted Snack Shack.
Yeah.
That triggered me, actually.
Yeah, I feel you.
And you didn't react enough.
I mean, I understood. I understood where he was coming from. It don't make it right, but I understood where it was coming from. But yeah, and you've seen me spaz out more for them lying than when that situation happened, when he came home with $1. I understand why you stealing. You asked us for $1, we told you no. You got in trouble and
Because
you wanted
he
the
was
dollar.
lying.
Right, for lying. You got in trouble for lying, so you didn't get the $1. You chose to steal the $1. I can understand that logic. You still gonna get in trouble for it. You still gonna get your ass whooped or in trouble or whatever it's gonna be, then absolutely. However, I can see the logic. That's human nature. That is a human logical way of thinking. But if your initial thought when you are with the people you were supposed to trust most, your parents, right? Your initial thought was to lie to me. One, it tells me either one of two things. One, either you don't trust me as your parent, or you thought that you could manipulate me. And I need to prove it's not the second one. I got time to prove that you can trust me. But what you're not finna do is play with me.
But
judge your own man.
What Shaky said, because I'll give all the shirt off my back.
Exactly.
Most of the time, if I have it and I don't need it, and you ask me for something, I will do it or give it or whatever. So I think that's what also triggers me about
I can see why.
stealing.
For me, it's lying. I don't know.
Because I'm such a giving person.
Don't know if it's my neurodivergence or what. Lying to me is a quick way to fuck up our entire fucking friendship or relationship. It is the quickest way to get me to be like, all right, I'm good on you. Like, just tell me the truth, even if you think it's gonna hurt me. Let me work through, because what you think is gonna hurt me probably ain't gonna hurt me for long. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know if that's my neurodivergence too or what, but I get over shit pretty fucking quickly. So just tell me and let me deal with the emotional. Let me deal with the layers I have to peel back. Let me deal with the fallback on my emotional experiences, and if I gotta cry it out or whatever, let me deal with that. But do not look me in my face as someone I love and who claims to love me and fucking lie to my face, bro. We can't move, like, it's gonna be real hard for us to move forward from there.
Definitely rather you hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Just tell me what the fuck is going on.
Definitely rather you hurt my feelings.
Yeah. And then stay. That's part of the loyalty. Yeah, you hurt my feelings, I hurt your feelings, we're loyal. Let's figure this out. We're gonna figure out how we about to work through this or whatnot. So yeah. But don't lie to me.
How does your past trauma or experiences affect your ability to trust others?
In relationships, I dated a narcissist. I married a narcissist. So in my relationships, it's always been really, really important. Well, in my relationships since him, it's been really important to me to make sure that people aren't manipulating me. I saw what I saw. I heard what I heard. I touched what I touched. I tasted what I tasted. I know the facts of today, okay?
You're not going to tell
exactly.
me the sky's purple.
Exactly. You are not getting ready to convince me that I did not see or say what the fuck I said if I know, in fact, that I did. Or this conversation is over, because you're not going to convince me that I'm crazy. So I'll say that, as a past experience makes me question people directly now. Whereas with him, I would question myself. Like I'd sit back and go, well, did I? Or did I say it? Well, I thought, no, now I say directly, no, that's exactly what you said. I remember it. I remember it fully. But if you don't remember it, then we have no reason to continue this conversation. We're done. Right? And I'll just end it there if I feel like somebody's trying to rewrite my memory in real time, or manipulate or lie or anything. I'm just like, I remember what I remember, and I'm not getting ready to let you rewrite that narrative. I was there. I remember, or I took a note. I remember taking the mental snapshot because I went on a mental rabbit hole of other this. So I know for a fact that this was said because I went on the mental rabbit hole, right? So it's just like all of these things will come back to my head, and now I speak up directly when I feel like somebody's trying to play with my mind or my mental base because of those past experiences.
My mama just texted me. She said, I know y'all asses wilding out, but God.
And Mama Christine.
We made it home.
Right. We're alive. They made it. They okay. Yeah, that's what I would say. What about you?
I would say it's affected me on different levels. So as far as trauma goes, I had or have a hard time trusting men, just because of all of the past traumas that have happened to me with men. But the men that I am close to I feel like are protectors. They always have my back. Mm-hmm. Pops. Mm-hmm. B. Yeah, Keely said we barely made it. That's right, but we made it though.
Hallelujah.
So as far as my past traumas, it made me mistrust men a lot until they showed me they were here to protect me. And once they proved that, they were good with me for life. And as far as women, just having a mother that I do, in the relationships that I have formed, that I have now, that played a part with the people who I am friends with to this day. They give me that warm motherly feeling like my mom does. That's why me and Shaky clicked instantly. She would hug me, and it felt like I was getting a hug from my mama. Back in college, I was homesick, and she would cook for us and take us to her mama house, and she would cook for us, and it felt real motherly at that point in time when I needed it. And I ain't never left Shaky side since. That's my dog. That's my dog.
Yeah, my dog for sure.
Those traumas and those experiences have definitely helped me form the great bonds that I do now with people. And with Sagittarius, once we locked in, we locked in. You really have to do.
I think we have room for like 2 more questions, and I really wanted to ask this one too.
Oh, is it the 24?
I was going to 24, yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a situation where you had to choose between loyalty and trust? And how did you decide?
I would say with my ex, I trusted her in a couple of different situations. And it was different, like completely different situations. So one situation was like that had to do with my mother. And she wasn't bad-mouthing my mom or nothing like that, but she was saying basically we had like a codependent relationship and it needed to change. I didn't look at it that way. And the way I looked at it was, oh, you questioning the loyalty that we have between me and my mom. and don't nothing come between the loyalty of me and my mother. So we got into it a lot over that. It was a huge blowout, drag down, not a brawl, but we got into it real heavy after that. And I trusted her that she had my best interest at heart, but she was questioning the loyalty that I had between me and my mom and my sister, because it was just us, and that's all we had. So you questioning my mama's loyalty to me and vice versa, I don't like that. And it was a big combat at that point in time, and I had to sit back with that. It took a while. It took a while.
That would take a while, because I wish somebody would try to make me choose them over my mama.
It wasn't that she was trying to make me choose. It was just like, I don't think y'all relationship is healthy. Like, y'all are dependent on each other, and you're in your 30s. I was like, yeah, but if your mama don't have your back, who else got your back? And she was trying to tell me, I got your back. I'm trying to be your partner, but I'm having to always have this constant battle because...
So you was a mama's girl.
I still am.
It sounds like I'm on the ex's side.
Nah, chill.
Just kidding me, Christy.
I had to learn what she meant, but I was just defensive. Like, it was bad. I was just very defensive at the time, because I thought she was attacking our relationship, and she was just saying, no, that should be me. That you call when you need XYZ, versus your first call shouldn't be your mama. And that was so much me back then.
It makes sense.
So,
I can see that being a conversation with me now if I were with a dude, because I call my daddy for everything. I can see a dude being like, bitch.
I tell you to call. Did you call your daddy?
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm a show calling. I'm a show calling. Daddy. I know you tired of that.
What, Jordan?
Daddy.
What, Jordan?
I go full country every time I go, Daddy.
What about you?
I have. I would say the most recent was with, I won't say her name, but another female comic that I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt to. Although my intuition and other people told me to quit fucking with Shorty. And that she wasn't for me. She hadn't done anything to me that I could pinpoint and be like, this is why I can't fuck with you. Everything that she was doing was shit that only hindered herself. Like, it didn't stop me at all. So I would just try to give her advice on how to fix her own shit, but she wasn't messing up anything for me. So I kept giving her the benefit of the doubt. I figured she could just shovel herself out of the shit she had gotten herself into. And then it got down to the point where so much negativity was surrounding her that she started to lash out, and I happened to catch one of those lashes, and I had to set that shit straight. Because I guess she's used to just being able to talk to everybody every kind of way, or curse people out and just move on, or walk away from it and then come back without an apology. And I'm not the friend that you can do that to. One, I'm not somebody that you should feel confident yelling at all. I'm not that person. Because one or two things is going to happen. I'm either going to get upset and then we have a problem, or I'm going to shut down and then we have a problem. Because both of those end the same way, and it's not good for you. Yeah, so she lashed out a bit. Luckily, I was able to contain myself because of where we were. It was a professional setting, and I kind of, from that point, my trust with her had already shifted. But still, because we were in a working environment, trying to keep it to where, okay, if I see her while I'm out, we'll still be chill, we'll still talk, be cordial or whatnot. And she crossed the line again with having negative things to say about me, although I hadn't done anything to her. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I should have listened to my intuition on that one, trying to be cordial and trying to, keep the peace. Ended exactly the same way it would have if I would have just cut her off from the beginning. With the same beef that she'd have made up in her head if I'd have just told her I didn't want to fuck with her from the start. So that's what happened. Yeah, I think she expected me to be loyal to our friendship. She was one of those people who felt like in order to be her friend, you were supposed to accept her the way that she was. And I'm the friend that tries to require everyone to grow, no matter what relationship it is, familial, romantic, friendship. Everybody should be growing because I'm growing. And she didn't want to grow. So that was that. I chose loyalty to myself.
Yeah, and my perspective has changed a lot on that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, they just haven't gotten to the point where they realize they need to change. Yeah. They just at a different stage in their life, even though her stage is a lot older than ours. She just ain't got to that stage in her life. So, yeah.
I agree. Well, that wraps up Laugh Therapy for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us every Thursday at 4 Pacific Standard Time. We sure appreciate you. Guys, tune in next week at the same time for another vibey conversation and chilling with us. We do hope that your week has been amazing. And we will catch you guys next week. Catch you then. Mwah!